your energy forecast for Tuesday, July 4th. So today we will see the moon in Capricorn go void, of course, around 12:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be transitioning into the Aquarian energy, locking in at 1:31 p.m. So not a very long time where the moon is void. That is a good thing. Reminder, we're still very much in the full moon energy. We will be for a couple of days here. The intensity is still very much pushing us to kind of let go of all those heavier thoughts and emotions, really triggering that purge and release needed in order to free us up to pivot into a different path, into a different direction. Now, any time that we're transiting out of Capricorn energy into Aquarian energy, it gets lighter, it gets brighter. The Aquarian energy helps to free us from some of the restrictions, some of the problems, some of the obstacles that we've identified while the moon was in Capricorn energy. So it kind of picks us up, gives us a bigger, broader vision on what we could do, what we could experiment with, where we can make some progress. It identifies the problem. We're coming up with solutions. This is very much a mental energy. So we're operating from our higher mind and therefore seeing things from the bigger, broader perspective, really tapping into that observer type of mentality. So there are 7 different aspects here today. All 7 of them involve the moon, which means that this is a moon day. This is likely the calm after the storm, if you will, where we're starting to see the pieces of debris, where we're starting to see where things got broken, destroyed in some cases, where it is that we have to kind of take an extra moment to see what needs our time, energy, and attention the most. Now, because this is going to be an emotional day, and the Aquarian energy actually detaches us from our deep-seated emotions in order for us to see the possibilities from the greater, grander observer type of mentality, we are going to have a lot of refinement to do. So we start the day off with the moon in Capricorn energy, trining Uranus. So this is a good vibe. This means that we have released the worst of it. We have released the heaviest parts of it. And we are actively trying to piece together what it is that we want to do to move forward, what we have to clean up, what we have to focus on, what we have to kind of pour more time and energy into in order to improve, in order to progress, in order to leave some of these structures that got illuminated to us that need to be destroyed behind. The moon will then semi-square with Saturn, its ruler. Semi-square is a tension. It is a conflict, and right now we are just trying to find the strength, the willpower, the determination to do what it is that we know that we have to do. The moon is going to interact with Venus in such a way that will illuminate a choice point, a crossroads point, if you will, where matters of the heart are concerned. Of course, Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, money. In Leo energy, the heart and soul of the zodiac, we have some really raw, vulnerable feelings coming up, showing us what it is that we're holding on to too greatly from the old, from what it is that we poured time and energy into, and really illuminating for us what it is that we're being called to switch up, to change, to pursue from here, especially where money matters and relationships are concerned. Of course, the moon is then going to make the same kind of interaction with Mars, because Venus and Mars are sitting very close to each other in the cosmos. And this Mars energy definitely going to put us at a crossroads to either be angry, be frustrated, be stuck in a state of paralysis doing the same old, or using that frustration, using that conflict, using that tension as inspiration, as motivation to boss up, to be inspired, to really push the boundaries on what it is that we're willing to walk away from in order to kind of walk closer to some of these new aspects that are definitely more in alignment with our higher self than the old are. The moon is going to sextile beautiful energy with Neptune, who is retrograde in Pisces energy. This is bringing a new level of intuition, insight, wisdom, spiritual renewal, refreshment to the game. And this is definitely something that we need right now in order to kind of get in alignment with what it is that we're closing the door on, what it is that we're willing to continue to stand into, and what it is that we're actively looking to manifest and build towards. The last aspect that the moon in Capricorn is going to make before going void, of course, is coming up to, sitting next to, being in alignment, a conjunction with Pluto, the great transformer himself, who is retrograde at the final degrees of this Capricorn energy. This is a huge emotional shift. This is where the transformation needs to take place. This is where aha moments are definitely going to be intense in the mental plane, where there is going to be a major pivot point in our heart space. And the ideas, the vision, the dreams that we're now downloading are going to be pursued because we have the balls, if you will, to close the door on the system, on the structures, on the routines, on the projects, on the goals that just aren't working. It's a very, very good vibe. So as I mentioned, the moon goes void. We sit in that void where things get shaky, where we start questioning everything, where we're probably going to be irritated as F until we lock into that Aquarian energy. As I previously mentioned, takes place at 1:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The last aspect that we have taking place here today is actually at 3:23 p.m. This is between the moon, now in Aquarian energy, getting into the boxing ring, squaring off with the North Node in Taurus. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to show us where the conflict is, where the tension is, where we realize under the moon, this whole moon transit in Capricorn, where the problem is, where we need to distance ourselves away from people, places, and things. Now, the conflict, the tension point, the square energy illuminates the tension in order for us to figure out that this needs our attention the most. We have to come up with a plan. We have to come up with a strategy. The soul point, the destiny point that the true node is trying to get us on the right path to move forward to reach our soul's mission and potential. And right now we're acting as the observer, kind of distancing ourselves from some of the heavier emotions that we've previously just set in order to really contemplate our options, really see where it is that we have to break away from some of these aspects that are very heavy, very weighted, that have us feeling very stuck. And from that, an illumination takes place, a bolt of lightning comes in, an aha moment, an epiphany takes over, and suddenly we start receiving a couple more puzzle pieces that we can snap together that will reveal the beginning stages, the baby steps, if you will, of this new path, of this new plan, of this new direction that we are now kind of leaning into that will take us away from the things that we no longer want to experience and kind of bridge the gap, bringing us closer to the elements that are still very unknown, but very, very much more in alignment than some of the things that we've previously built.